Wednesday, November the 23rd edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you on what is typically the busiest travel day of the year. So we'll spend a lot of time discussing some travel weather here as today's edition of the video moves along. We'll begin with a look at our Greensboro Tower camera. Cold and quiet this morning up in the mountains there. That's the Beach Mountain Parkway cam, courtesy of resortcams.com. The temperature there, 41. Let's take a look on the other side of the state. That's the Avalon Pier web camera in the Outer Banks. Temperature there at Kill Devil Hill stands at 41 as well. And then finally, we'll take a look at the Dowd YMCA camera, Uptown Charlotte. Not bad this morning. Cold though. Temperature there at freezing as we start the day. We'll take a look back at yesterday. Had a lot of 50s on the board across North Carolina for highs, some 60s further to the south in South Carolina, mainly upper 50s across the Triad viewing area. Same basic idea around the Charlotte viewing area, upper 50s and a couple low 60s involved here and there. Air quality warnings up today for the mountains and then out into some foothill areas, including Alexander and Catawba counties, due to the wildfire smoke. The wind direction changing around a bit, now more of a southwesterly direction today. That's why you don't see this air quality warning out towards Charlotte and Greenville, Spartanburg today, due to the shift in that wind direction. Temperatures during the 4 o'clock hour this morning, cold across the Carolinas, but here comes some milder air ahead of a cold front through parts of the Tennessee Valley and the lower Mississippi Valley. Some 50s and 60s back that way, even 72 right now in Houston. Then it gets pretty cold behind that front, even down into deep down into Mexico. I should say in New Mexico, and Arizona. You have some pretty cold air to start the day. All right, so let's talk some travel weather here. Over the past 18 hours, big storm system wrapping up over the nation's midsection. Let me highlight some of the trouble areas. And you have some thunderstorms rumbling through Texas and Louisiana this morning. Big shield of rain into Arkansas, moving up into western Tennessee. Memphis is going to have a good bit of rain this morning. Some pretty good rain over parts of Indiana and Illinois, even a little bit of snow on the leading edge of that in northwestern Ohio into parts of Michigan. And then here's your primary snow area through Minnesota and Wisconsin up into the UP of Michigan. And by the way, if you happen to be heading to the Pacific Coast, big storm system causing rain in San Francisco, a lot of mountain snow in the mountains of northern California and the parts of the Cascades of Washington and Oregon. Pretty powerhouse system over that way. So, again, there's the big view of the radar over the past 6 hours. It's the middle part of the country where you have that storm system that's heading in our general direction. Now, there's future cast as we move forward through the day. You see the system slowly progressing further to the east, and there's your highs if you're traveling today. Warmest in the southern plains and the lower Mississippi Valley as you get into the course of today. In terms of snow accumulation there in the upper Midwest, you notice some 6 to 12 inch plus snow totals in northeastern Minnesota and the parts of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. Pretty good little snow event up that way. Now, the tail end of that system, here comes the cold front working our way, and that might even bring some showers to the Carolinas tonight into very, very early on Thanksgiving. So that weakening cold front working further to the east. And again, weakening the key word. This is not going to be a big rain event this time around for the Carolinas, but I do think as we get into tonight, a few showers are going to be a possibility. Your high temperatures today, not bad. And then tomorrow, for Thanksgiving itself, a few morning showers a possibility, and then those chances diminish as the weakening cold front moves in. There's your Thanksgiving high temperatures across the Carolinas. We get on out into Friday, the big shopping day, some lingering clouds, not a whole lot of precipitation. Your Friday highs relatively mild before it cools down just a touch. Then as we get into Saturday, there's your Saturday high temperatures. And before I delve into some long-term specifics here, and I do think a pattern change is on the way, show you what's happening in the tropics. We still have Otto a hurricane now, in the southern parts of the Caribbean Sea. Not looking terribly unhealthy yesterday, rather. Category 1, 75-mile-per-hour sustained winds. This will move toward the coast of Central America, probably in southern Nicaragua, as you get into tomorrow. So a Thanksgiving hurricane landfall in Central America. All right, so let's get into some of the more detailed modeling here. This is the European 500 millibar chart for today. There's the piece of energy driving that cold front to the east. By the time tomorrow morning arrives, that trough in a weakened state swinging into the eastern part of the country. Now, let's take a peek at next week. I think we are undergoing a fundamental pattern change starting next week and into December that's going to favor much more of an active storm track across the southeast, meaning much more in the way of storm systems and precipitation than we've seen over the past couple of months. So that pattern change that a lot of folks have been waiting on in terms of more precipitation, it is coming. This is Tuesday morning on the European, and then there's Wednesday evening of next week. Here's another system diving into Mexico at the tail end of the model run out at next Friday. So here's what this looks like. Again, we'll just stick with the European model first as we get into next week. Here is Tuesday morning, actually Tuesday early afternoon. This could be a severe weather setup over the deep south, and that system brings a pretty good shot of rain here Tuesday into Wednesday here in the Carolinas, and then here comes the next system gearing up toward the tail end of next week. Let me show you the GFS representation of this here. First of all, the big travel day today. Here we are this morning, early this afternoon, and then into early this evening. But let's move forward here. We get into Thanksgiving, pretty quiet. Friday, not a whole lot happening either. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all is pretty quiet. But again, here we go. This is Monday evening, and this is when that next system begins to ramp up. And we go forward then to Tuesday early afternoon. Look at the areas of rain in these drought-stricken areas. That is a welcome sight. And then that system pulls in here Tuesday later in the day and into Wednesday. Check out some of the GFS rain totals. These are total rain amounts between now and next Thursday. And again, the drought-stricken areas picking up some pretty good areas of rain. And just as a for instance, North Mississippi, Western Tennessee, and Arkansas, GFS indicating 4 to 5 inches. And actually, the European model has over 7 or 8 inches there around parts of the Memphis area, for instance, during the same time frame. And then again, here's the GFS. Now it's the next Thursday, over an inch of rain in Birmingham and Atlanta. And some pretty good rain totals in the horribly drought-stricken areas of the upstate and northeast Georgia and up into parts of the western Carolinas. And so it does look like a fundamental pattern change. It's not just one storm system. I think we're entering a pattern that's going to be much more favorable for multiple storm systems down the road as we get, again, starting next week and into December. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and God bless.